When Anna walked out of the front door 3 years ago, suitcase in hand and her eyes blazing with a strange mixture of guilt and determination, I thought it was the last time I'd ever see her. She didn't bother with explanations, just said she had found someone who made her feel alive, and slammed the door on nearly 12 years of marriage. Her sudden departure left me hollow. For months, I wandered through the house like a ghost. The smell of her perfume lingered on the pillows, her laughter still echoed in the kitchen walls, and every morning I reached for a presence that was no longer beside me. But as much as it destroyed me, time has a way of hardening broken pieces. Eventually, I picked myself up, pieced together a new life, and learned to exist without her. That was until last week, when the past came knocking, literally. I was getting ready to head to work when the doorbell rang. Standing there was Anna. Her hair was messy, her eyes red and swollen, and she clutched a bag as if she had run straight from the airport. I froze. For a moment, I thought I was hallucinating. "Michael," she whispered, voice trembling, "please, can we talk?" My blood turned cold. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe. My mind flashed back to the years of silence, to the unanswered calls when I begged her just to explain, to the rumors I later heard about her moving in with some man named Eric. The same Eric she'd been having an affair with while married to me. "What are you doing here?" I asked flatly, holding the door only half open. She flinched as if my voice had struck her. "He's gone," she said. "Eric, he died. A car accident last month. I don't have anyone left." I didn't know where else to go. The audacity of her words made me laugh bitterly. She left me for another man, disappeared from my life, and now that he was dead she wanted to come crawling back. "You chose him over me," I said, my voice low, steady. "You vanished without a second thought. And now you expect me to, what? Open my arms and welcome you home?" Her tears spilled, running down her pale cheeks. "I made a mistake, Michael. The biggest mistake of my life. He wasn't what I thought. He controlled me, isolated me. I was trapped. I should have come back sooner, but I was too ashamed." "Trapped?" I snapped. "You left me. You weren't kidnapped, Anna. You walked away." Over the next days, she tried again. She showed up outside my office, left voicemails, even reached out to my sister to beg her to intervene. Each time, I shut her out. My friends told me to stay strong. My family reminded me of the sleepless nights she caused. But in the quiet hours of the night, I couldn't deny that a part of me, the foolish, sentimental part, still remembered the woman I had once loved with everything in me. One evening, she managed to catch me in the driveway. "Michael, just hear me out," she pleaded, standing in front of my car so I couldn't drive away. I clenched the steering wheel, torn between fury and pity. Finally, I rolled the window down. 2 minutes, I said sharply. Her voice shook as she spoke. "Eric wasn't who I thought. He had money, charm, he promised me the world. But once I left, he turned into someone else. He controlled where I went, who I spoke to. He kept me from reaching out to you. I was miserable, Michael. I thought of you every single day." "You thought of me?" I said bitterly. "Did you think of me when you packed your bags? When you moved into his house? When you let him parade you around town?" She flinched. "I deserve that. But please, I need a second chance. Let me prove I can make it right." My laugh was hollow. "Make it right? Anna, you shattered something that can't be glued back together. Do you even know who I am anymore?" Her eyes darted toward the house, toward the garden she once loved. "This was my home. You're my husband." I corrected coldly. "You were my wife." Past tense. Then came a twist I didn't expect. That night, Eric's sister appeared at my door. She told me the accident wasn't just an accident, it happened right after a fight with Anna. She had threatened to leave him, stormed out, and minutes later, he drove off drunk and angry. When I confronted Anna, she broke down. "He died because of me," she confessed. "I thought maybe if I came back here, I could find forgiveness. From you. From myself." I looked into her tear-streaked face and finally understood. She wasn't here for love. She was here because she wanted to wash her guilt clean. Slowly, I lifted her chin and said, "I forgive you, but that doesn't mean I want you back." Her face collapsed. She reached for me, but I stepped away. For the first time in years, I felt strangely calm. Anna eventually left that night. And this time, I didn't watch her go with despair. I watched with clarity. The woman who had broken me once was gone again, but I was no longer broken. I was free. When Anna eventually left that night, silence settled over the house like a comforting blanket. For the first time since her sudden reappearance, I could breathe without the weight of her shadow pressing down on me. But the story didn't end there. The next few weeks, I tried to move on as if she had never returned. I poured myself into work, went out with friends, even joined a local hiking group. Life felt lighter, easier, and I told myself I had closed the door on the past for good. Then one evening, I came home to find a letter slipped under my door. My name written in Anna's handwriting sent a chill down my spine. Against my better judgment, I opened it. Michael. I know you don't want to hear from me, but I can't leave things the way they are. I'm not asking for forgiveness anymore. I just want you to understand. Please meet me one last time, tomorrow, 6 p.m., at the park where we first kissed. If you don't come, I'll disappear forever. I should have thrown the letter away. I should have ignored it. But curiosity, and maybe some lingering affection, pulled me there the next evening. When I arrived, Anna was waiting on the old bench beneath the oak tree. She looked thinner, paler, her eyes hollow. For a moment, I almost didn't recognize the vibrant woman I had once loved. Thank you for coming, she whispered. I'm only here to hear you out, I replied, my voice cold. She took a shaky breath. You're right. I came back because I needed something from you. Not love, not even forgiveness, just someone who knows me. Someone who can remind me I was more than the woman who ruined everything. Her honesty caught me off guard. For the first time, there was no manipulation, no begging, just raw truth. I can't give you what you want, Anna, I said gently. You're searching for redemption in me, but that's something you have to find within yourself. She nodded slowly, tears streaming down her cheeks. I understand. I had to try. For a while, we sat in silence, the weight of everything unsaid hanging between us. Finally, she stood, wiped her face, and said, Goodbye, Michael. For real this time. And then she walked away. I thought that was truly the end. But fate had one more twist to throw at me. 2 months later, I received a phone call from a lawyer. Mr. Collins? I'm handling the estate of the late Eric Lawson. There are some documents you should be aware of. Confused, I agreed to meet. To my shock, I learned that Eric had left behind debts, massive ones. And worse, he had secretly listed Anna as a co-signer on several of his ventures. She was drowning financially, with creditors chasing her down. She's in trouble, the lawyer said. And from what I gather, you may be the only person she has left to turn to. My chest tightened. I had freed myself from her emotionally, but now reality threatened to drag me back. That night, I wrestled with myself. Should I help her out of loyalty to the woman I once loved? Or let her face the consequences of the choices she made when she walked out on me? The next morning, I made my decision. I visited her small apartment on the edge of town. The place was barely furnished, her life reduced to a few boxes and unpaid bills scattered across the table. She looked up at me, startled, as I entered. Michael, she whispered, shame flooding her face that I set down the documents on the table. I know about the debts. She broke down, covering her face with her hands. I can't do this alone. I don't expect you to save me, but I didn't know who else to ask. I've ruined everything. For the first time, I didn't feel anger. I felt pity. But pity wasn't love, and it wasn't enough to rebuild what she had destroyed. I'll help you find a lawyer, I said firmly. I'll guide you through this mess. But that's all. After that, we go our separate ways. For good. She nodded through her tears. That's more than I deserve. Over the next few weeks, I helped her navigate the legal chaos, not as a husband but as someone who refused to let hatred define him. And when the dust finally settled, I walked away knowing I had closed this chapter with dignity. The night I left her apartment for the last time, I stood on the street, breathing in the cool air. For the first time since Anna had walked out years ago, I felt something I hadn't in a long time: freedom, peace, and the possibility of a future unchained from the past. Anna may have disappeared once, but this time, I was the one who chose to disappear from her life. And unlike her, I wasn't coming back.